What's going on, babe?
Hey babe, how was your day?
It was actually pretty productive. Happy to be home.
Good. You know we got a game today. Honey, a little rough around the edges.
I'm saying I've been working all night, taking care of business, getting to the. You know what? I don't even want to talk about it. I got you. I'm not trying to be out here looking like a dusty, and that's why I'm excited to have T. Chanley as a sponsor of today's video. They help me start and maintain my skincare routine by making the entire process uncomplicated. Honestly, it's the best skincare system for guys like you and me. I recommend you start with their level 1 system, which come with all of the basics. A daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin, a 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. My favorite part about T. Chanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. In addition to amazing skin, members of T. Chanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price and the ability to customize your box. And because T. Chanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal. Just click the first link in the description. You'll get 30% off your first box plus a free gift. Click the link and get started today. We're taking care of ourselves. Self-care, fellas, is the first step to be able to get to that bag, to take care of business, and be on top of things and level up in every aspect of your life. Feel the Teej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Welcome to the Millionaire Morning Show. We getting it cooking. We getting it popping. I think it's going to be a phenomenal show. I do. I've been doing a deep dive into somebody that I subscribe to, the Tech Lead. A lot of you guys are not familiar with the Tech Lead because your YouTube algorithm forces you into spaces that's not Tech Lead-ish. But I deep dive, and Tech Lead is one of the people that I subscribe to. So I've been following the Tech Lead's growth and ascent into YouTube stardom, and he has more than 1 million subscribers, and this dude is just killing it, right? People have made videos about him, all of this other type of stuff, but the first time that I found the Tech Lead was from a video that he did where he talked about his wife left him. Now, let me just give you a little bit of insight on who Tech Lead is. Tech Lead is an ex-Google employee, ex-Facebook employee, and he was a software engineer, and he ascended through the ranks and he made a lot of money, and then he started a YouTube channel. But the thing that really shot him to stardom on YouTube was his video that he made about his wife leaving him and taking his son and moving back to Japan, right? So I want to deep dive into this because I don't necessarily care as much about family court as you may, right? Because family court is something that can never and will never affect me. I'm just going to tell you right now. Can't affect me at all. Not even a little bit. Never getting divorced. I have one child. She's 14. She's going into high school, and very soon she'll be graduating. So that's not something that I've ever been concerned about. It's not something that I've ever endured through from a family perspective. That's not my fight, right? But the thing that I am very interested in is how it intersects with the money. How it intersects with the money. The thing that led me to Tech Lead was not his software engineering skills, because I have no interest in deep diving into software engineering other than what it is that I do professionally, right? But the thing that attracted me to the Tech Lead was the money, right? I wanted to see how he moved financially, understanding that his background is very similar to a lot of people that I work with, mine even. There is some overlap. And then how it is that he operates in Silicon Valley, California taxes. There's so much to it. It's so much to it. The thing that y'all don't understand is that a lot of people discount information in certain YouTubers, not understanding how it can impact your life. But I'm always mining, and I'm always looking for understanding. And it's so many different people that I look at and YouTubers that I study. And it often at times has nothing to do with what I'm currently doing, but it does not mean that it does not add value. So I'm always looking for the value. I'm always looking for the growth. I'm always looking to see what he's doing as a YouTuber. Maybe I can implement some of the things that he does more effectively into what it is that I do, right? So we got to be open-minded And this is something that the lead attorney tackled a little bit. I also seen that, I think his name is Mr. Palmer. Mr. Palmer, I think Mr. Palmer tackled it. I didn't actually mine through and see their videos because I knew that I wanted to do this live stream, but I didn't want to do it ahead of the things that I had already done, right? So I had some shows planned and I wanted to deep dive into that. But I do want to deep dive into this personally because I'm looking for more understanding as to how family court is working, how men are being ruined, and I'm open to having a conversation. So the thing that I'm going to do shortly after I start to review his video in which he deep dived into how he is being taken through the ringer from a child support perspective, I'm going to drop the link in the chat, and I want you guys to join in on this conversation, okay? First, before I do that, let me go ahead and get the housekeeping out of the way. Shout out to the sponsor, Teej Hanley, for 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Uncomplicated skincare for men. We got a new Teej Hanley commercial coming up. Also, in addition to that, make sure you join the Bag Chasers, the Patreon. It is absolutely phenomenal and awesome. We're doing great things in there. I'm not going to go through all of the great things that we're doing. Just know that it's a phenomenal value, and there is nobody on the internet that's giving you this level of game at this value and taking you and teaching you and grooming you and pulling you through the process and forcing you to become the best version of yourself. Nobody is doing this on the internet for the value that you're getting. $1 million worth of game. Join a community of people that's going in a group that you're going in. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Shout out to all of the Bag Chasers. You know you are my tribe. I love you. I appreciate you. I consider you family. You are awesome. All right. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. And then in addition to that, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and then subscribe to the other channel where we rock out every day also, right? It's a completely different set of content. It overlaps a little bit, but we're going to get to the bag. So I am going to be in Houston tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be in Houston. I am uploading a video that will premiere. I am not sure exactly what video that will be yet, but it will be recorded today. It will debut tomorrow, and it's going to debut at the same time that we would normally have the morning show, 11:15 Eastern a.m. Okay? I'm going to drop the link in the chat once we start getting into this video. It is going to be a phenomenal show. I have not watched his video. I purposely don't watch content because I want there to be a realistic spirit of moment reaction to what it is that I'm saying. And so me and you, if you have not seen it already, we are going to look at it at the exact same time. I'm going to drop the link in the description. Anybody is welcome to come up on the panel. I want to hear your thoughts, and then we're going to mine that out. Cool? So we got the housekeeping out of the way. Everything is gold. Let me check into the chat a little bit before we get started. What's going on, friends? I see everybody in the building. Got my dog, Larry Walker, Young Investor, Nick Virgil. Hey, you know what's so funny? The interesting thing about it is that y'all talk to each other in the chat, and y'all be ignoring me, and y'all be talking in the chat like, what's going on, family? Y'all act just like my relatives. Y'all act just like, y'all are so used to me, and you're so used to how it is that I go about doing things. Y'all more interested in finding out how each other is doing in the morning, which is cool. I think that that's awesome. So shout out to all of y'all. Look at this. Alina, hey sis. Sabrina, Stephen Day, thank you. Alonzo, getting my day on. Y'all just be in the chat kicking it. Y'all just be having a good old time in the chat. I love y'all. I do. I think that y'all are the greatest. No, don't start speaking to me now. Don't start speaking to me now. I don't want y'all to start speaking to me. Don't start. Hey, nope, too late. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. No, I'm just I'm just messing with y'all. I love y'all. I want y'all to be just as interconnected with each other as y'all are with me. Oh, Patreon members, do not delay. If you are going to Las Vegas for the Patreon meetup on May 14th, I am going to be kicking it. Actually, I'm going to be in Vegas pretty much all that week leading up to May 14th, and I'm going to be hanging out May 14th. So I'm going to be in Vegas the week of May 14th. We're going to do the Patreon meetup. More details to come in the Patreon. Don't delay. Like, don't wait till the last minute. Oh, Anton, I don't want to hear it because you don't know what city I'm coming to next. All right. So, look, Anton, get out of your feelings. Anyways, I want to go ahead and get into the video. I'll see y'all in Houston tomorrow too. But let's get into the video, and then I'm going to drop the link in the chat, and we're going to get it popping. All right? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Because I want to see exactly how men are affected, especially millionaires, because Tech Lead is a millionaire. And I want to see how y'all are affected by family court, if it's really as bad as y'all say it is.
Oh my God, I lost my child support case. This is going to destroy me. I have to pay like $5,000 per month in child support for the next 15 years or something like that. So my retirement is out of the window now.
Well, first of all, before we even really get into the show, I know that this is tongue in cheek, right? I know that the beginning of this video, just seeing what I'm seeing right now, is very tongue in cheek because $5,000 a month don't affect the Tech Lead, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. But the question that I'm asking is, regardless of whether or not it affects him, because he probably makes $100,000 a month, maybe more, way more. I think the Tech Lead make way more than $100,000 a month. But just for all intents and purposes, let's use a number. Let's say $100,000 a month, right? If the Tech Lead makes $100,000 a month, I don't care if he makes $1 million a month. Is it justified for anybody to require you to pay $5,000 a month for a kid? Take out of it how much the person makes, because how much the person makes has nothing to do with what the child needs. Why is it that he has to pay $5,000 a month and I don't care what it is, right? I know that Tech Lead is going to be joking and, you know, that's the way his style is because I'm used to his videos. I watch his videos. But why? What can you buy a child for $5,000 a month?
I was going to retire last week actually, but it seems like I'm back onto YouTube now, churning out these videos. And I wanted to explain for you the child support situation for you. I recently lost my case because you too may find yourself having to pay child support someday, whether intentionally or even unintentionally, as so happens to many sports superstars. And I'll explain for you the calculations here. But before I begin, I want to clarify for you what happened. About 3 years ago, my Japanese wife just one day took our son, 3 years old at the time, and abducted him, taking him off to Japan. And
I think that that has to be one of the most egregious things that a woman can do to a dude is take his child away from him. And a lot of these guys, compared to the Tech Lead story, is lucky because a chick could maybe take his child away and then use the child as a weapon against him in child support cases. His chick took his kid and went to Japan. She went to Japan. How can you take somebody's kid and go to an entirely different country? Now, I advise you guys to go over to the Tech Lead's page and look at the video. A lot of his content you probably won't even be, relevant to you, or you won't be interested in. But you will be interested in a video that he did where he talked about how his chick up and left him. And that's the thing that kind of really made him ascend on YouTube.
About a year ago, I lost contact with them and she has been blocking access ever since. So recently she came after me, hiring an American.
Let's see, hold on. Christian Hutchinson says, and I want y'all to cam up too and have these conversations. He says $5,000 a month makes sense if it includes health insurance and tuition. But wouldn't he be on your health care coverage? Or she? Wouldn't they be on your health care coverage? And what contribution is the mother supposed to make? Is it entirely on you to carry the burden of what it costs to raise a child? I'm just curious. Like, these are questions that I want answered today and that I'm curious about. And I'm very, very, very curious about what y'all answers are going to be once I open up this link, once I start getting through this video.
Lawyer and went after me for child support, and she's still out there in Japan. Now, this is not a video meant to trash her or anything like that. I'm just here to try to educate you. That value is what I'm trying to provide for you. So this really isn't a personal video. And some people, by the way, are going to say I'm a deadbeat dad. I want to clarify that, my son was the most important thing to me in my life. He was the one thing I could not lose. The most important element in my life that left me very much traumatized, and many fathers who end up losing their children do end up unliving, so to speak. And so really the fact that I'm even here alive and somewhat productive is a feat in and of itself that requires tremendous emotional willpower.
Is that true? that women label men as deadbeat dads, or people label men as deadbeat dads despite their circumstances, or is that just something that guys say in order to try to, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, right? I'm being really, really objective and I want to see it from both sides, but I can't see why it would cost a parent $5,000 a month in order to raise a kid. Y'all gonna have to break that down for me.
People say that I refer to my son in the third person as the child rather than my child. And the reason for that is because it just makes it too personal and emotional for me sometimes to talk about this matter. It's an emotional card rather than me being inhumane for any reason. But really, this is the thing. Whatever you value the most, your spouse will learn your weaknesses, what you treasure, and take that away from you in a bitter divorce when they're angry at you because they want to retaliate against you.
This is crazy. Do y'all think that about relationships? Do guys think that? Do y'all think that? Are y'all operating out of fear, and this is why y'all got so much pushback and why y'all so reluctant to get married, even though we have prenuptial agreements and things like that? Are y'all, because I can see why he's bitter based off of his story. The one thing that I'm trying to understand with you guys though is, how does that impact you, considering that y'all still have kids with chicks regardless of whether you're married to them or not? Now, I don't agree with the idea that a woman should be able to weaponize a kid against a man that they are trying to retaliate against. That's just egregious. That is absolutely egregious. Why should women be able to weaponize a kid against their father just to get back at him? And this is the thing that I think women need to really come to an understanding, is that y'all need to fight to change the family court laws if you really want equal rights, because you need it equal on both sides. And you can't make an emotional decision when it comes to a kid, because the kid grows up and resents you and they hate you when they find out the true story, because these videos are going to live forever. For example, eventually the kid gonna grow up and they're gonna try to reach out to their father, and their father gonna tell them the truth, and then you're gonna have to deal with the repercussions that come around with that for the rest of their life. And this is a life that I don't know of. I don't have a girl in my household that would ever do something like this. I've always only had one kid. I got a vasectomy. I'm not worried about anything like that. So I'm very curious as to how this is gonna play out, and I can't wait to really get to this video. Brandon Jackson says, you can't put anything about a child in a prenup, but I see both perspectives. No, I'm saying that a lot of guys say that they don't want to get married because of alimony and taking half and all of this other type of stuff. I think that's something that you can put in a prenuptial agreement. But then at the same time, when you're talking about a child, why would you have a child out of wedlock in the first place that she then can weaponize against you? Wouldn't it make more sense to have it within marriage? I don't know. I'm curious. I'm going to drop the link in the chat soon. Let me cook this video a little quick.
If I did not love my son, she probably would see no reason to block access, right? There would be no point in doing that. But because I do, she knows she can use that as leverage against me and to just exact pain upon me. And maybe that's really the post-breakup game, right? The other person blames you for having married them, for having proposed to them, because it turned out that they just wasted their time. You weren't who they thought they would be. You deceived them. You didn't play up to their entire expectations and imaginations of what a wonderful night you would be. It turns out you're human after all. But let me tell you what happened with child support court. I basically walked into the courtroom and I just lost. I got slaughtered in there.
Is that what happens? You guys get slaughtered in child support court? Do you guys, is it that bad? Is family court that bad? I had to watch the video where somebody says that the family courts are incentivized to slaughter you from a child support perspective. Like they somehow make some kind of money. Y'all gonna have to educate me on this. They make money off of running you through the system. Now, I know the lawyers, they get paid. But as far as men running through the system when it comes to child support, is that true? Do men get slaughtered when it comes to family court laws?
Here's what happens. So to start off, I began by hiring an attorney like any normal person would, and there's all these paperwork you have to file. I ended up blowing through $25,000 to $30,000 of money within just 1 month, and it didn't even get me up to the trial.
What? Okay. Wait a minute. So Tech Lead is a millionaire, which does not make it right. But if this dude is paying $30,000 in fees to the lawyers within the first month before he even started getting into it, and then the system is still rigged against him, that's egregious. That is a racket. That is worse than the mob. That ain't nothing but a money grab. $30,000. If this can happen to him, it's got to be much more egregious and wrecking men's finances that's regular everyday people, because Tech Lead can absorb that and eat that and continue to go. He shouldn't have to absorb it and eat it and continue to go, but that's crazy. Now I see why the lead attorney was a family court attorney.
Ended up firing these people because what happens is once you retain them, you have to pay $5,000, $10,000. As soon as you show them your finances.
See, and this is the problem right here. Let me show you something. Because you don't like him and he always brags about his money, that means that he deserves to suffer and lose his kid and have to go through the ringer. See, this is why you gotta be a woman. Yao Don has to be a woman. Has to be a woman. Somehow, some way, that name has to be tied to a woman, because no person in a rational right mind would say because they feel like a person is a narcissist, because that's not necessarily true. Tech Lead is a beast. You may not like the way that he come off, and maybe that's why I can relate to him. You may not like the way that he come off, but you can't say that he don't over deliver on the things that he say and his content ain't fire. So you don't like him, so now you think he deserves to suffer just because he won at life and you didn't. This is the type of shit that we got to deal with as people on a regular basis. Why would you even say something? Why do you even think that? That's called being a hater. That is literally what the definition of a hater is that you don't like a person, so you feel like they should have to suffer financially as a result of what it is that you don't like. So every time you don't like somebody, they got to suffer financially, or they got to lose their kid, or they got to overpay for something. What's wrong with y'all? What is wrong with it? That's why y'all don't feel comfortable camming up. That's why y'all don't feel comfortable putting your real face on an avatar. Instead, you use an avatar, you use some whatever on your page, because you know you're wrong. What is wrong with y'all that y'all feel like y'all can say some dumb stuff like that? I'm going to tell you this. I don't want nobody to lose their bag at all. Whether I don't like you or whether I disagree with you, I feel like you should always be able to support yourself and get to your money. Your work ethic should be rewarded. And then on the other side of that equation, I would never wish jail on nobody. I would never wish it. Now, if you did something that required jail time, then hey, that's between you and the justice system. And then, you got to account for whatever that is. But I'm not going to wish it on nobody. I would never wish death on anybody. And I don't wish for anybody to lose no money. What is wrong with y'all that's just acting like little girls, and that y'all think that somebody deserves something that he's going through just because you don't like him? We got to check that shit at the door. That is corny. That is the corniest thing. I'm going to just be so real. That is the corniest thing that you can do as a person, not even as a man or a woman, as an adult. You need to check that at the door. Get your money up. Something is wrong with your finances. Get your money up and leave that jealousy and envy at the door, man.
And, if you're a higher earner, they say, you know what? We need double the retainer right away. And they just start billing you for everything. If they send an email, 10-word email, it's $40 for that. And they just bill you everywhere. If they have a conversation with a colleague about your case, it's another several $100s, even though you didn't ask them to have that conversation. If you have a conference call and 2 of the attorneys of the firm show up, then you get billed at 2x the rate. And the rate is typically $400, $500 per hour. If it's a good attorney.
That's crazy. So you getting billed at a rate of $400 an hour, and then no matter what, If they send a 10-word email, they're going to bill you $40. They're going to bill you for everything. No, you funny and you a hater. Y'all. You're a hater. And we don't like haters. And you know what the worst part about that is that you subscribed just so you can type that comment in the chat. Y'all need to get y'all money up. Y'all really got to get y'all money up. That is the corniest thing ever.
Attorney, it could be as high as $800 per hour. And you really have to be careful about these attorneys because sometimes the other party can come and ask you to also pay for their attorney fee. So you could be paying 2x the hours. If it's like an $800 attorney for both sides, it's as high as $1,600 per hour.
Why would he have to pay for her attorney? I don't understand family court laws and why they like this. Why does he have to pay for her attorney $1,600 per hour? And if they bring in another colleague to talk about your case, even though you didn't ask them to talk about the case, they billing you for that too? Oh, I feel sorry for these men out here. I feel sorry for these men out here just to take care of. So you got to fight and pay to take care of your kid. And first of all, before you even go to family court, you're getting wrung out by the attorney, which that just seemed like a money grab too.
And so the legal system, the way it really works is if you and the other spouse cannot work together to figure this out, then they're just going to drain your finances until both of you can figure something out. So in my view, the legal system is not built to try to help you or to find justice, but rather to just drain your money as fast as possible until one of you just say, you know what, we're just going to give up or we're going to just settle on something because this is too much financial pain for us to take as a family. We just can't afford it. But
why would she ever yield to that, right? Why would she yield to draining you financially if she's already incentivized to go after you and weaponize your kid to get you in the first place? Now I see why Mr. Palmer be angry. Now I see why he's an advocate against and for men and against this whole family court system, because this thing needs to be completely overhauled, along with our tax system, along with all of our politicians, along with this Democratic versus, or the Democrats versus Republican, liberal versus conservatives. We need to go ahead and throw the family court system up in that too, because that is egregious. I cannot imagine, not even a little bit, paying $1,600 an hour and I got to pay for her attorney so that her attorney can come and fight me. What sense does that make? In what universe, in what metaverse does that make sense that I would ever empower her attorney to come attack me? Bitch, you work for me. Your attorney work for me. We supposed to be we supposed to be raking you over the coals, just like Diddy did them on Making the Band. If my attorney worked for you, if I'm paying for your attorney, that means your attorney worked for me. So why are they coming after me so hard? That don't even make sense.
Has to give in at that point. The other thing to note is that mediation is very difficult. I made the back of the envelope calculation of how much I believed my wife would deserve. I doubled that and I said, here, take over $1 million. Just take it, be happy. Let's just move on with our lives. Very happy people.
He said that he made a calculation of what he felt like his wife deserved, and then he doubled it, and it came to over $1 million, and he was willing to give her $1 million. Now, what woman wouldn't take that? You got to be a spiteful woman not to take one M as a result of leaving a relationship. You got to be a spiteful chick to take somebody's kid, move to Japan, weaponize the kid against him. He offers you over $1 million and you say, nah, I'm not doing that. That's insane.
But the problem is, since she does not know what is the fair amount, any amount that you offer, she's going to say, maybe I deserve more than this.
So now you got a lowballer. Now you got to go tire kicking. You got a lowballer because no matter what amount that you say, she's going to say, maybe I deserve more than this. And Tech Lead is a very smart guy. He's a very, very smart guy. Lincoln Ward says, let me see. Lincoln Ward says, keep the government out of your home at all costs. Nothing good ever comes from it. It's hard to keep the government out of the home at this point because we've already messed up. We're going to break that down. We're going to do it today.
How do I know this is the right amount? Let's get a judge or attorney to actually stamp this. And so it's very difficult to reach any agreement. So you kind of end up being sucked into the whole legal system, whether you like it or not, and all of your funds goes into the attorneys. Oh, and also, the moment lawyers are involved, they tell you not to talk to each other anymore because they'll take it from here. And that makes reaching any type of agreement even more difficult because nobody's talking anymore, and the lawyers are going to just rack up the fees as much as they can and continue dragging out that conversation for as long as possible. In many ways, it makes the situation even worse, not to mention I don't think a single child abducted to Japan, which is the black hole of child abduction, like so many kids get abducted there, I don't think a single child has ever been returned.
The lawyers, he's saying that the lawyers are incentivized to continue to keep the case open as long as possible so that they continue to rack up fees. So that's what I'm trying to understand. Because I know that in civil suits, that lawyers are incentivized by taking a percentage for most people, especially those that don't have, of whatever it is that's awarded. So they're trying to settle, they're trying to get that bag, they're trying to get it quickly, they're not trying to spend a whole lot of time on a case. The flip side of it is that he's saying that attorneys are incentivized to continue to drag the case out, especially when it comes to family court, because they can continue to rack up the fees, even though he's paying for both lawyers. He's paying for both lawyers, but they won't even talk to each other, and it drags it out even worse, which inflicts even more financial pain on whoever the father is. That's crazy to me. L Boogie says, could this be a reason why deadbeats exist? You literally can't afford to fight because every time you swing, they send you a bill for defending yourself. And then y'all look at me funny when Anton say, yo, you need to be a little bit more careful because having a kid is going to cost you a lot of money. It can cost you a lot of money just so that everything goes right. And then I tell you, well, listen, having $30,000, $40,000 a year, I respect every working person in the United States of America, especially if they're doing it legally, is not enough to have a kid or have a household. And then we're not even factoring if everything goes wrong. Let's continue. Thank you for the super chats, everybody.
So any legal recourse, it's not even enforceable. So here's how child support works. It's actually pretty simple, only based on a mathematical formula. How much money do you make and how much time you spend with the child. That's it. And
why would they do it like that? Why would they have the formula based off of how much money you make and how much time you spend with the child? Why is how much money you make even a factor? I don't understand. Why don't they have just a flat tax? Why is it progressive depending on how much money you make? I don't understand what the heck the system is doing and why it was built like this. Who is the founding father behind this tax support or child support system that men have to pay based off of their income instead of being paid based off of what the child needs?
an entirely different case than, say, divorce and custody. So, it doesn't really matter if the other person abducted the kid to Japan for whatever reason and just blocked all access. None of that really matters, whether it's right or wrong. People just come and say, we don't care what happened. How much money do you make? And then we're going to have you pay a percentage of that. And so each state is a little bit different, but if
I can't even imagine getting on child support in California. That got to be the worst state in the world. Has to be the worst state in the world. Shout out to California. You guys are absolutely egregious in every facet of the life and law that we live as Americans in this country. Has to be the worst state. You got the highest taxes, the most crime. They got people following people from home, gang members. You got global warming over there. You got bad traffic. You got beautiful weather. That's the only thing California got going for them is beautiful weather. You got bad homelessness, and then you got the worst child support laws. But let me go through his calculation.
you come into the guideline calculator for California, you can actually plug in some numbers, and you'll see that, there's really two things that matter. How much money you make, we can put in, say, $70,000 per month, just as an example, and then the percentage of time that you spend with the child.
Wait. He said $70,000 per month. So that's the equivalent of $840,000 a year. Yeah, Anton can do math real quick when it comes to that bread. That's $840,000 a year. So if he's putting in the equivalent of $70,000 a month.
So, if you spend 0% time, then you end up paying more. If you spend
0% time, you end up paying more.
A lot of time, then you pay less. So let's say you spend 0% of the time, earn $70,000 per month. Based on that, you would pay $5,300 per month in child support. Now, if you were to spend 50% of the time with the kid, the calculation would be about $4,000 per month. So
that doesn't make any sense. So if you spend 0 time, you pay $5,300 a month. If you spend 50% of the time, you pay $4,000 a month. This is like shopping for insurance. Having a kid seems to be similar to shopping for insurance. This makes no sense whatsoever. And why is the amount not cut in half if you're spending 50% of your time with the kid? So if you're paying $5,300 a month, why are you not only paying the equivalent of $2,700 a month, $2,650? Why did it only go down to $4,000? What is wrong with these laws? And who wrote this? Who came up with these laws? If you spend 50% of your time with the kid, if you base it off of the calculations that they're having, that means that instead of paying $5,300 a month, you should be paying $2,650. That's half, unless my math is incorrect. I doubt it. Why did it only reduce to $4,000 a month? If you're spending 50% of the time and you have joint custody, why do you only get a $1,300 a month discount? You know, a lot of people don't even take home $1,300 after they pay taxes and they checks.
Parents are actually incentivized to block access, to block as much visitation and take 100% time with the child in order to maximize the amount of money that...
Listen, if we just looking at it as from a purely number perspective, this now we starting to get into my realm, right? Let's break this down from a business perspective. If I can't see the child anyway, and she's going to act like a complete bitch as far as this whole joint custody, because she don't care what's in the best interest of the child. She don't care that the child need both the mother and the father, and she just going to do her thing. And I make $70,000 a month. Let's really skin this cat right here, right? If I make $70,000 a month, or I pay myself $70,000 a month, right? For all intents and purposes, because I know that tech lead makes way more than $70,000 a month, but he's just using it as a round number. If you make $70,000 a month and you understand the value of your time, right? That would mean that in this example, he would be paying $5,300 a month. With the child, I don't know any child in America that separately needs $5,300 a month. Most adults don't even make $5,300 a month. That's just facts, okay? Now, let's break this down. $5,300 a month, and then I have to take half of my time and then spend it with the kid now, okay? This is just pure business. We ain't even talking about being a good mother or father. Now, you taking the kid half the time. That means it's only costing me a difference of, I'm only getting a reduction of $1,300 a month to still deal with you on a regular basis. Why wouldn't I just let you go ahead and raise the kid? I'll pay you an extra $1,300 a month if you just want to continue to take the kid for the 100% of the time if I got to deal with your bad attitude. From a business perspective, purely looking at the numbers, it does not math. It does not add up. It makes no sense as to why a person would pay all of this money just to spend I have to pay you to spend 50% of the time with my kid, and I'm only getting a reduction of $1,300 a month, not even half. Make it make sense for me. Make it make sense for me.
They would receive. So this is an ugly reality, really posing a conflict of interest towards family values, and explains why many people say children are being used as pawns in family court to maximize financial value for one partner or the other. But regardless, if you ever find yourself in a situation like this, I would recommend to stay in the household. Don't just move out thinking you're going to get some peace for everybody and you'll figure it out later on, because the family court is going to maintain whatever that status quo is. If you want to stay with the kids and get some custody, you need to stay with them and just go back to that household, even if there's conflict. If the other person...
He's basically saying that if you got conflict in a household, don't just walk away and get a different place. Don't just walk away and get a different place, because whatever standard that you then set will be the standard that they have to maintain, or that they choose to maintain going forward. So if you got a chick that's just completely unruly in your household, stay down, deal with it, let her be unruly in your household, because you want to make sure that you don't destroy yourself on the back end of the conversation. This is insane, bro.
Gets mad, starts shouting, telling you to get out of the house, just pull out your phone, record it, don't touch them, and just continue recording, but don't vacate that house.
That sounds like prison. That literally sounds like being a prisoner in a house that you pay for.
All right, now here's the thing I wanted to show you about child support. Let's say you make $10,000 per month. That's about,
which is the equivalent of $120,000 a year. That's what y'all say. Y'all want a six-figure man.
120K income per year, which is maybe typical for Silicon Valley. Based on that, you would be paying about $1,700 in child support with a total of about $6,800 in take-home pay after the 30-some% tax rate. But
he said $6,800. Let me rewind that a little bit, just slightly. Because I don't know what y'all paying.
Be paying about $1,700 in child support with a total of about $6,800 in take-home pay after the 30-some% tax rate.
Ooh, 30-something% tax rate. Oh, Jesus, freaky Jason. All right, so you paying $6,800. I'm sorry, $1,700 a month. That leaves you with $5,100. What? Why? I still don't understand why y'all paying child support based off of how much you make instead of paying it based off of what the child needs. Craig Bailey says, looks like he put the second parent's income at 0 in both scenarios. That will factor in. So basically, she's incentivized not to work because that would mess up how much she's getting. So now we making this a socialism. This is socialism. This is literally socialism. You got $5,100 left. $1,700, which is the equivalent of close to $20,000 a year. You're paying $20,000 a year for the kid.
Really, child support comes out to about 25% of your net pay. In higher tax brackets, maybe it's anywhere from 15 to 20%, but in this range, it's 25%. Now, you need to consider also there's rent, right? Most people actually pay about 50% of their net income in rent, and this is based on those typical rent calculators. Whether you
use net income in rent, that is facts. You're only supposed to pay less than 30% on your living expenses. But most people pay more than 50% of their net income on rent. I'm going to drop this link in the chat because I want y'all to go ahead and cam up and I want to have this conversation. Let me make sure I got the link right. Drop the link in the chat for y'all. I already activated it. You guys are more than welcome to cam up. I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat. Again, make sure you subscribe to the Patreon. Link is in the description. And if you need personal coaching, make sure that you guys holler at me at my website, AntonDaniels.com. I just pinned the link to the top of the chat. Send me an email on my website if you need personal coaching. And make sure you hit a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to go ahead and continue this. Anybody is welcome to come on and say, Anton, you right or wrong? Y'all let me know. I could be wrong.
The 40x rule, where your annual income needs to be 40x monthly rent, or you're using the 30% rule, where you're saying you can put 30% of your annual income into rent, but it all assumes you're putting about 50% of your after-tax income into rent. Child support will take another 25%, and then the last 25% you get. So really, it's about half to say a third of your net disposable income that's going into child support.
I cannot imagine giving half or a third of my income into child support. And do they get a fee? Do they get a finder's fee for it? The state get a cut? Y'all said it before I even can answer the question. The state get a cut, huh? Why does a state get a cut of your child support? How does that make sense?
It's essentially the maximum amount that they can take from you for you to still be half motivated to continue working. And that's the other thing. Once you get a child support order on you, it may be very difficult to retire because people assume you're going to be bringing in this income year after year.
That's correct.
And so if you suddenly say you want to just retire and stop working, people are going to say, no, you got to keep working. Why is your income dropping? You're capable of working. Get back to work. You can't just take a break. You have an obligation to continue bringing in this income, whatever it was established at. You can try to lower that, right? But people are going to ask, why are you lowering it? Are you taking a break? You're capable of working. But I think one of the interesting things about this calculation is it's not based on what the child needs. You know, some celebrities are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars per month in child.
Wait, what is he paying? That's the devil. That's the devil. That is impossible. I don't care who you are and what you make and what your status in life is or how visible you are and what the type of revenue you generate. I don't care what you make. It is no reason in the world for a man to be paying $115,000 a month. That is egregious. That is absolutely insane and egregious. And whoever it is that got this man on $115,000 a year is crazy. I'm sorry, a month. $115,000 a month. Oh, Anton, I'm trying to figure out how marriage is beneficial. Going through the same thing unmarried dudes go through on top of this doesn't factor in what he went through on the divorce side. We could talk about that. We can go into that. Bartholomew says, hi, Anton, please make a video on why it's a bad idea for poor broke people to have kids. Please factor in unique experience that children bring. That may not be a bad idea either. You guys are giving me ammunition. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to all the super chatters. Feminist Tier says, women don't need your permission to remove you from the home. They'll just go to family court and open false PFAs. What is a PFA against you? The police will come to the home and remove you. If you return to the home, you'll be arrested. What is a PFA? You know, Anton is so green. I'm so green. I don't know nothing about this life. Oh, I don't know nothing about this life. This is crazy. Y'all got to educate me. I put the link in the chat. I'm about to start bringing y'all up. I want to get through the rest of this video really quickly. It's
support. What child actually needs that much money for support is simply based on a percentage of your earning income.
A month.
And so this can even be an amount sufficient to retire on for some people, right? Like if I'm paying $5,000 per month, that's actually not taxed for the other person. That's equivalent to about $100K annual income. That's what a good job is going to pay you.
The average person making $100,000 a year in any major city after taxes takes home the equivalent of $67,000 to $70,000 a year. So if you're paying $60,000 a year in child support, you basically supplementing their lifestyle. You basically giving them an easy way for them to be able to live. Shout out to my dog Vernon Scott. I appreciate you, family, with the 50 ball. Yeah, shout out to Vern. I appreciate you, fam.
Simply for
I'm about to start bringing
support.
people up on the panel.
And so this is why a lot of the celebrity sports stars, football players are coached not to just get with random people because they could be taken in for a ride on child support, which will last typically until the child reaches age 18 or so. And I also wanted to note, at least for my situation, it was not sufficient for me to say I have a separate business. I have a separate LLC company for my YouTube stuff, for my other businesses. People just imputed all of that income on me. They didn't
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and skin this. All right. What's going on, family? What's happening? You got D-Dan, you got Ray Midnight. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feel?
Yo, what the business is?
Chilling, my friends. How y'all feel about this whole situation? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? You disagree? You saying Anton, you green? What's happening?
Now I don't
Shout
have
out to
any
Vernon
kids.
Scott too.
So I ain't got no kids. I know my father went to child support with me, not because my mom put him on child support, because my father actually took my mom to child support for visitation rights.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad showed me receipts. Because, of course, every state got different laws when it comes to child support. I've been to family court, all that before. So, and my dad, I think my dad was a county sheriff at the time. And
Okay.
they went off based on his income. Well, first of all, he told me that he had to get him $500 just to sit down with a lawyer.
What do you mean?
Get to sit down with him. Huh?
So he had to, wait. Your father had to pay $500 just to sit down with a lawyer?
Yeah, just to sit down with an attorney.
Why?
Then, well, at that time, from what he was explaining to me, he explained this to me very young. So he was like, it's a situation my mom went through. My mama, she pulled some petty shit, so she ran off with me. So my daddy.
Do you resent your mother today?
Huh?
Do you resent your mother today as a result of it?
Do I resent? I did not for other reasons too, but I just know as a man now, like a lot of shit that I see my mom and my dad, my daddy passed away. So when I seen a lot of my mom and my daddy went through, and then I grew up with a stepfather too. That's why I say I would
Hold on. Shout
never.
out to my dog, Mr. Palmer, too. I sent him a DM this morning just in case he wanted to come through because I know he got a unique perspective in this. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
so my daddy had to get a man $500 just to even sit down with him. So my old man paid him the $500. Then my old man say he had to give him another $1,000 to even put the paperwork in for court. And once he went to court to try to get visitation rights and shit like that, then the state ordered him to pay child support, even though you're getting visitation rights. And the visitation right was like every week he had me and my mama had me another week, or whatever the
So
case may
y'all
be.
had split custody and then he was still paying child support?
Yes, the only time he wasn't paying child support in the state, and I'm in Chicago, so the state of Illinois, they greedy. So I was staying with my father as I got older, for 3 years, because that's when I got drift off into the wrong lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
So hold
And
on, let me pause for a minute. What's going on, Ray Midnight? You muted, bro.
Anton, what up?
Oh, there you
Legendary
go. I can hear
Anton.
you. What's happening, family? What's your thoughts?
It's very discouraging to see the millionaires tech thing, because I'm one that of many men that's going through that situation, and I damn ain't no millionaire,
You
you
going
know.
through it? You going through this whole situation right now?
Yeah, but it's very discouraging, It's to hear that I'm in fathers' rights groups. I'm in because I have 5 kids. And
With the same woman?
no, I have I have two with one, and they're spread it out pretty well, but only see two of
Oh,
them.
hold on. I want to set the stage. So you
Go
got
for it.
5 kids, but 2 different women.
No, I have 2 kids by one out of all the 5. I have 2 with one, but the rest
Okay.
are with different women.
So
And
2 kids with
only,
one woman, and then you got a different one for the other 3.
so
yes,
you got
sir.
4 baby mamas basically.
Right. And
Man, you
only,
been doing some
You got
work.
to strap up, big dog.
well, I started early, man. I started at 22. I'm one of the old school guys. I like to have kids. When you never know till you know, Anton. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You don't go into a relationship and you know that the person ain't nothing until you know. You get what I'm saying? So I had my first at 22 and she was dang near 30. And good vibes and all that. I'm a good father and all that. But it
I
don't
don't
really
doubt it.
matter
I
how
don't doubt
many
that you're a good father.
it don't really matter at the end of the day how many it is. At
Why
the end of
not?
the day, you're only a good father until you're not in the relationship anymore. And when most men be like, I don't care about what you do, just let me see my child, that bothers a lot of women. So they'll keep what you have and use that against you. I haven't seen my kids. I have 2 daughters out of the 4. I have 2 daughters. I haven't seen my daughters collectively in over 10 years.
Okay, so wait. Let's back up. Let's back up. Right?
Go
Because
for
I
it.
want to understand your situation and what's going on. Right?
Talk to me.
So 5 kids. What's the ages? Like, what's the spans? What's the
My
oldest? What's the
oldest one, my
youngest?
oldest one is going to be 20 in December. I
Okay.
had him, saying I have a 14-year-old. I finna have a 4-year-old. He's in there right now. I'm
Okay.
feeding him food right now. And I have a 14-year-old and I have a 8-year-old. So
So So they pretty spread out.
yeah, back to backs.
Are you cool with any of the mothers?
I'm cool with my oldest mother and the current one that I'm with now. You know what I'm saying? The one I'm with now. The other 2
Oh, so
moved
you
out.
live with the youngest.
Yeah. That's my girl.
Let me ask you a question, bro. Honest question. No. I don't want to see. Don't show me. Don't show me. I don't want to see all that. Well, because this is the internet, bro. We don't want to show all of our
All
business.
right.
We're just having a conversation. Good conversation. So
No,
let
I
me
just
ask you a
that's my
question,
guy.
bro. So after you went through the ringer with the first one, and then you went through the ringer with the second one, right? Um, why wasn't you like, you know what? I'm not going through this with the third or the fourth one.
Well, because it was long-term relationships. None of them was rendezvous. Every one of them I've been with for dang near 10 years. So I mean, we had we co-parented right and everything like this. So nothing was never. So when it ended, it was like I had time to, I'm a relationship kind of guy. I ain't no player. But when I end up getting into another one, what I'm saying? I'm a personality guy, good looks, all that, what I'm saying? But I like to get to know you. So the next one, it was the same way. Some of them was childhood friends. I had childhood friends, and the current one is a childhood friend. So I didn't have to get to, I already knew them already. So it's a little difficult when you know them and they've been childhood friends, as opposed to someone you just met and how you in relationships. So it's a little bit of that in there. But if you're asking a question, how come I could have did things differently? Because I don't really have an answer for it. Most of my children's mothers, all of them wanted my kids. You know what I mean? And
Well, yeah, that's what they say. You ever seen Baby Boy?
of course, what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, though. You know what I mean? It's they want. I wasn't crying and say, "You gonna have my kids. You gonna have my kids."
Hold
You
on,
know
hold
what
on,
I'm
hold
saying?
on, hold on. I want to read a couple super chats and then I'm pulling my dog, Mr. Palmer, up here.
Go for it.
Azria says, imagine how this hurts willing dads who don't make much. This on top of the attitudes, gaslighting is why
Yeah,
men are reluctantly walking away, population declining. They treat fathers horribly. And then shout out to you. And then Gift of Gab LLC says, you are my fave millionaire. The baby moms normally have a ton of envy and pride because his
that's
fathers
it.
decided not to stay with them.
That's
I'm
it.
living proof of it with my 9-year-old son. Let me welcome my
Most,
dog,
that's
the,
fact.
the the
Most
G,
of the time.
Mr. Palmer. What's going on, Mr. Palmer? I appreciate you for coming through, bro.
Hey, how you doing? Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay. All right.
I
Yeah.
seen you did a stream on this. I had to come through, and I seen you kicking about it for a little bit. I couldn't stay for a long time. What's your thoughts on this, bro?
As far as dude right here, he didn't know the game. He really thought, in my opinion, he really thought that, hey, it can't happen to me. I'm rich. I got money. I ain't like these other dudes. I did it the right way and everything else. But what I try to tell everybody, that it don't matter about how much money you have, where you from, what political ties you are, what color you are. When you're dealing with a baby mama tears, because that's what I call them. When you're dealing with a baby mama tears, they will lock your ass up. They will do false allegations. They will alienate you from being a father. They'll take your livelihood.
Scorn.
And it can go either way. If you get married and do it the right way, which I do agree with, if you can, marry before you carry. But if you go through a divorce because of a relationship, whatever, you're going to get it the worst, because the chance you're going to pay child support, spousal support, or even alimony. You know what I mean? So,
What do you think about my man's situation? That was just saying that he going through it now. Like, what
mhm.
advice would you give him?
As far as this, well, I'm going to have to go back to the past. Like you say, you was young and everything. Once I went through the first, in my situation, once I went through the first bullshit, I ain't going
Right.
through it. I ain't going through it again. So, but like he said, he comes from a different era. Maybe he, lack of something. I don't know. But the only thing I can say, like I tell men, keep your veins cold, man. You know what I mean? And try to teach others. That's why my thing is to spread awareness that this could happen to you. Um, really, I mean, he in a relationship now, and he's being a father to the kids that he's allowed to be around. So
Period.
that, I mean, there ain't nothing he can do.
Yeah.
That's it. Ain't nothing
Cause
I
the,
can
And
do.
you know what's worse though?
huh?
Y'all know what's worse though?
What's that?
Now, I now this how cold the system will get, right? Say for instance, you locked up in prison, you doing time, and you owe back child support, and you ain't get no money sent on your commissary, and the state putting money on your books every month. If you work in the prison, guess how much? If they send you $10 on your books every month, guess how much they taking off your books?
How much?
$6.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's
And it
right.
I'm
starts
like,
stacking up while
whoa,
you in prison too.
hell yeah.
But,
Let
I've
me
been
but
let
to
you
me
carrying
prison,
your
so
minimum
I
Or you
wage
go
seen
to
bill.
guys
jail,
who go through that
that
shit.
shit still
let
keeps
me ask
stacking
you
up.
this. Let me ask you this, because you from Chicago, brother. Was they
Yeah,
locked up? Was they locked up in, like, was they on child support before they got locked up?
they was on child support before they got locked up, and on top of that, they were actually they'll take your ass to child support while you locked up too,
Yeah.
because they could look up and say, hey, you got a work history.
Here's the thing. When it comes to child support, because I'm from Chicago too, uh, child support is greedy. Child support is a $51 billion business, if not more than that. They're gonna
Is
get
it?
their
Oh, we
money.
know.
Listen, they're gonna
Oh
get their
yeah.
money
Oh
in
yeah.
jail whether if you get unemployment, whether if you get disability, you know what I mean? That depends. Two types of disability. One of them they get, the other one they can't. They're gonna get their money. So if you're in jail getting $3, they're gonna take half of that, man. It doesn't
Man,
matter.
hey, listen. Hey, look.
Hold
Blair,
on,
my
D-Dan.
bad.
Give me 1 second, 1 second. Mr. Palmer, and make sure y'all go and subscribe to Mr. Palmer's YouTube channel. He got a dope channel for everybody restreaming this, for everybody watching this. He gives a lot of information, which was one of the reasons why I wanted to reach out to him, because I'm not an expert on this and I don't know a lot about it, and I'm just learning about it and reacted to it the first time. So you always want to bring people up that has more insight and has deep dive into this conversation. So make sure y'all go and subscribe to Mr. Palmer's, especially if you want his hat, because I see a lot of y'all talking about y'all want his hat. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to his channel.
The shirts, the hat, everything.
maybe he can point y'all in the right direction. But go ahead, D-Dan.
Yeah, so like my dad, he was paying child support because he took my mom to court for visitation rights. And
For
the
visitation,
lawyer
man, that shit crazy.
for visitation rights. And man, listen, I've been in prison. I've seen dudes was getting locked up for not paying child support, or you know what I'm saying, they were, you know what I'm saying, like, especially if you owe back child support, or I done seen dudes that got put on child support while in prison. I have
Oh, yeah.
seen that say,
In
hey,
Atlanta, they
you're
come after
Wait,
required to pay.
wait. You saying that you can go to jail for child support?
Oh yeah, they come after
Yeah,
you.
hell
Of course.
yeah.
Hold on.
I'm
Anton,
telling you that, bro,
hold on.
I am so green on this.
Wait a minute, Anton, you don't know about
What?
nothing.
You can't be that green.
I was
You
gonna say,
Why
cannot
can't I be that green?
on
Bro, you hold on, wait. Let me give y'all a little bit of insight. I don't know anything about it because my entire family,
It's married.
we have never got divorced or anything like that. So
What
So, and
about
I'm going to tell you
you ain't
something
got
else
no
though.
friends? No, your people.
Even if you, it's safe if a man want full custody of his kids, because it's some guys that actually don't mind spending the money to get full custody of their kids. Oh, you still finna spend the bag after
So,
wait,
all them fees and
hold
shit
on,
like that?
back up, because I need y'all to educate me, right? And I'm sure I'm not the only person in the chat. There's some other people that may be watching this that don't know. Okay, so wait a minute. You said it's a $51 billion business?
yes.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
How? Why? How was that making?
How?
It's they
Yeah,
get they
you
cut.
gotta break it down for me, bro.
Check this out. You're in Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Look up the amount of money per year that they make in child support. Michigan is, like, to me, the third worst family court system in the United States, because it's 33% of men in Michigan who are paying child support for a child that's not theirs. And to make it even worse, they know it's not theirs. They took the DNA, but they got a law in Michigan whereas, hey, it is what it is.
What?
You gotta
Hold on. Wait.
Yeah, the law-
So you
hey, you
telling
gotta
me?
come on my show. You gotta come on my show. I can talk about that.
So you
Or
telling me, bro?
Or we could do a one-on-one on yours. I can tell you about Michigan.
Yeah,
Is like,
we can cook. We can cook whatever you
That
want to
ain't how
do.
it work in
But wait,
Washington.
you telling me, Mr. Palmer, that it cannot be my kid. I can prove it's not my kid, and I can still. How can they make you pay child support for a kid that's not
Because you signed a
yours?
birth certificate. You signed a birth certificate.
yeah, one, you sign the birth certificate. You didn't. That's why I tell everybody, men, take a DNA test before you sign the birth certificate. Tennessee is trying to pass a law where if you're not married, that you automatically take a DNA test before you sign a birth certificate.
See, it's plenty of the people in the chat that's saying the same thing. They don't know, just like I ain't.
Let me, you know what? Let me explain something to y'all about me. Now, me, I come from a family origin. My parents been married for 42 years before my father died. So I was raised in a 2-parent household. I don't come from a single. That's one. Number two, all my uncles and aunties, because we got a big family, they've been married, did it the right way. And even when they got divorced, because few of them got divorced, they didn't do that child support stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They just kind of did the whole relationship thing.
Where, hey, he's the father. I don't like him, but I'm gonna let him be a father. And this day and age, that's why you got traditional and you got modern. I never been to jail before. You know what I'm saying? For let y'all know, I never been to jail, never even been arrested. Cause see, people see my hat and they say, "Oh, he one of them Pookie, Dusty, whatever." Nah, I don't come from that.
No, that's not that. Yeah.
No, you seem like you're an intelligent dude as far as I'm concerned.
People don't know who I am, so don't get it twisted. So I was raised in a 2-parent household, and like I said before, in this day and age, this system and this society has taught people that you don't need a father. Long as you come to daddy, you good. You get government handouts. And I tell people this: it ain't just black women, it ain't just white women, it ain't just Hispanic women, it ain't just because she's in the hood getting link cards. Because I told you, the worst baby mama tears is the ones who got degrees, salaries, make six figures, and got a profession. Because you know why? They have the shield to hide behind and say, "Hey, I don't do nothing like that. I'm a doctor. Why would I do that to him?"
Yeah.
And they got the money to sabotage you. And to let you know, Anton, if you go through a divorce with your wife, and I hope you don't, I'm glad you did it the right way. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
But
See
should
you,
have
she can
changed.
motivate you, she can set you up for failure, and you'll get every other weekend. And you, if that, and you'll be paying child support and possibly alimony.
Yep.
What do you say to people like this right here? I'm about to pull up this comment. They say, but you signed it. What does that mean? What do you say to people?
You don't
Right.
have to sign it.
Well, here's the
You don't
thing,
have to sign it to pay child support.
that's
In
somebody
certain
is saying.
states.
In other words, Marcel sound like a woman, and them the ones who I call feminists, because if I sign a birth certificate and I'm married, because you got men who are paying child support for a child is not theirs, because you know at time if your wife cheats on you,
Mhm.
and you sign a birth certificate, you ain't thinking about her cheating.
Yeah.
That's your wife.
Right.
So you sign a birth certificate and you found years later that's not your child. Y'all divorced. She put you on child support. Guess what that judge gonna say?
Mm.
It
You
is what
signed
it is.
it.
Why would
It
they
is.
do that?
The
Why would the
DNA
judge do that though?
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's money. It's all about the money. So somebody's saying you signed. In other words, she says on you. But when these baby mama tears get with a guy who's a pook and a piece of shit, and he has sex with you, pump and dump, gone about his business, do you tell them that, hey, you
It was on
signed it?
me.
You
Right.
See,
fucked
that's
him.
where the bias come in at. I don't entertain that.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
here's the thing though.
Yeah.
A lot of dudes that and you know what I have seen. Now I don't have any kids, but I know what me when my daddy was living. He used to show me receive all the child support he paid. And the state tried to make him pay for child support even when he had full custody of me for 3 years. He like, oh no. He say I had full custody of my son at the time he was living with me because he was getting in trouble and shit like that. That's what the state say. Well, we're gonna deduct this off, and because my father he owed it back child support. My mom say, hey, listen, just take him out because I never took him to court for child support in the first place. Now my sister mom, which is my daddy's daughter, oh she stuck it to him. And he ain't got a chance to really see her. He ain't found out about her till she was 3 years old.
So let me ask a question. Why don't they? Because okay, so I do understand that the laws are archaic and they haven't changed since the beginning of time, right? Why don't they require paternity tests at the birth of the child? If it's such a huge, is it just money driven, and is that why the reason why they don't do it?
Yeah.
Anton, keep in mind though, child support only been around. It ain't been around. This ain't been around long.
What do you mean?
What you
How long has it been around?
What you mean?
The child support laws ain't even been around like 30 years. 40 years. They ain't been around. This is relatively new in our era.
That's not true. Child support started in 1935.
19. Okay, 19. That ain't been long.
That's a long time, bro.
And let me tell you why child support started back then. It was for the white married woman. It wasn't for nobody but the white married woman. The reason why, because white dudes was going overseas, fighting the wars, not coming back. And they basically was the true deadbeats when it came to not being fathers. That wasn't for us. See, back in the day, we had a traditional family structure where it was 85, 90%.
Yeah.
See, it was for them. And did y'all know back in the day, which I liked it back in the day, if you was a mother who had kids out of wedlock, you didn't get no child support.
I like that.
So
my grandmama told me that one.
Right. So if you had kids out of wedlock, you couldn't get it. And down the line, as you know, back then women couldn't work. They weren't allowed to vote. They didn't have that power. So I get why they had child support alimony back then. But the problem is, as times went on, as life changed and society changed, where women can vote, have businesses, have their own money, they never changed it. But then in 1974 or in the 70s, the Title 15, that's what sabotaged this child support to be greedy the way it is. Meaning, a woman can take you to court whether you in the pitch or not. The woman can put you on child support whether you doing your part or not. You can live in the same household and be put on child support.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now here's the thing though.
Mhm.
Now, here's the thing with that. Now you got a lot of Section 8, and they love giving they love giving the government benefit to the women. So now you got a government who's allowing this behavior to go on. All women, you can do what you want to do. You can have a bunch of kids out of wedlock, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, and shit like that. And so now they use that as a hustle. So now it's not the same hustle as they used to use back in the day, because a lot of dudes are smart enough. That's why a lot of men don't have children. If you
Well,
just take a look at it.
So
I
let me
agree with
ask a question. So Justin
Uh-huh.
K says you can be dating and living with the mother, and if y'all break up, you will owe back child support even though you've been there since day one.
Yep.
Is that true?
Yep.
That is a fact.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
and I can
fact.
tell you, let
But
me tell
it
you
varies
How?
in different states,
Let me
though.
tell you how,
It varies
brother.
in different states.
I'm gonna tell you how. It varies from state to state. But here's the thing: she go up there and say he never did nothing. So then this how to get you. Yes, I have, sir. I've been there for 3 years, and my baby's 3. They be like, well, where's the receipt? Here all the receipts, sir. And they said, do it say child support. Nah, I just bought what they need. Oh, well then that don't count. That's a gift. So now they
But
going back to
who's thinking to keep a receipt for me going
nobody.
to buy diapers? You know what I'm saying? As a
And they don't
father,
care that you
who's
keeping the
thinking to keep a
receipt.
receipt?
Nobody,
Man,
because
this is
you just being a father. You just being a father.
you know what I'm saying? It look like me being there for my child is a business. Then if she want to break up with me or whatever, I owe back child support for 3 years. If she wants to go and get government assistance, she want to go get HUD housing, Section 8. She want to get food stamps. In order to qualify for those things, she has to put you on child support to actually
Right.
qualify for
Well,
those things.
what happens is, okay, if somebody gets now when it comes to somebody getting linked, you automatically go on child support if they know who you are. So you can't. That's something you cannot.
You getting the orange envelope.
That's just part of the game, because the
That's
state
an
gonna get the
incentive.
money from whoever. But what this
That's an
mother does,
incentive to put me on child support.
Hold
If you
on,
get
y'all.
papers,
Hold on,
food stamps,
y'all. Let me hear what Mr. Palmer was saying. What was you saying?
I was just gonna say what she don't realize is a lot of time these baby mama Taz will get the link card knowing that the father's doing his part, but she's greedy. So what happens is she think that she gonna get child support with this link. Now what happens is you gonna get $50 in a blunder mouth, because they're gonna take the majority of that money from him and put it back in the state. So you got
Why? So she don't actually get the money?
no, she get maybe like
Now I look
$50
at
because they already paying her for her income.
Oh,
That's what they don't realize. They think, and they be like, "Well, I'm only getting $50 because we paying you. We get our money back. You ain't gonna pay it back."
yeah.
So that's where they realize, "Oh man, I didn't get what I thought I was gonna get."
So wait,
Hey,
okay.
it's
So Mr.
slightly
Palmer,
it's
hold on
slightly
one
different
second,
in
y'all. Hold on
Texas.
one second, y'all. So Mr. Palmer, let me ask you a question about guys that have it out of wedlock. Because all right, so correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding of it, based off of this conversation, is that, for example, me. Let's just use me as an example. I got a 14-year-old daughter.
Right.
We break up. I get a divorce. She put me on child support. It starts from there, right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. For dudes,
But here's the thing. Don't before you say something. Now, if she's a righteous mother, she's a real mother. She's not a baby mama Taz. Then it shouldn't be no child support, because I'm sure you gonna say I'm be around my kids as just as much as you are. So equal parent time, and if you need anything, I got you. We don't need child support. So
I
I
support
ain't
you
talking.
anyway. You support my child
I
anyway.
ain't talking. I'm talking
well,
about the
no.
ones
So
like,
this is my problem, though, right? So let's take the scenario of which I was talking about as far as the back
your
child
mama
support, right? The back child support, because there's a couple different scenarios. Let's say that she's not a terrorist right now, and then when my kid is 17, she turned into a terrorist, and she say, "Hey, I need back child support and back child support," or a situation where a dude have a child with a chick, you know what I'm saying? They're not necessarily married, but they living together, they raising a kid. And then 5 years down the line, the kid is 5 years old, and she say, "You know what? We ain't together no more. I'm about to put him on child support." Does it automatically go on back child support as a result of that in both of those scenarios, or is it
As
different?
soon as she go file it.
none of it's automatic. It's up to what she say, because she might just say I
Yeah.
want child support, and that's that. But if she come in there like when a baby mama Taz, they gonna say you never did nothing. You were never there. You never lived there. You did be, and the judge. And let me tell y'all something. When it comes to family court and when it comes to criminal and all these other type of courts, and family court, you can they accept hearsay. So say for instance you get divorced or whatever, she gets your mother-in-law to come in there and say, yeah, he won shit and he never did nothing. They judge will honor that because it's hearsay allowed. But when it comes to criminal and all the other courts, it's not allowed. And
They don't
under
want to hear
the
that.
family court, they not a judge, they a magistrate.
Yeah, they don't want to hear none of that.
See, it's real deep when it comes to this Title 4D, you know, it's aka child support. You know what I mean? Again, it went from what it used to be in 1935 to be a lucrative business. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's up to the woman to say, I want to put them on back child support.
So should a
They were
guy, if he break up with a chick, despite how good his relationship is with her, should he put
mm,
himself on child support just to prevent the possibility of her putting him on back
Yes.
child support?
Yes.
I know brothers.
100%.
I know brothers. I wouldn't do
Yes.
it, but I know brothers who
I
have did it.
wouldn't.
They
My
said
father, one of them.
some said it was better for them, and others said it didn't make no difference. They
It
still
don't.
got and railroaded.
It
Certain
don't.
states
Because
have
you
the
can
way
put yourself on child support.
certain
Hell
states
yeah.
you do it.
Yeah.
Certain states not allowed. They don't allow it. Some
You ain't
You can
states,
put
getting no
yourself on child
PTO,
support
none of that.
and still never see the kid.
yeah,
You can
it's
put
limited.
yourself on child support and still you
Yeah,
can have a court document saying you're supposed to see that kid. She
and
can
you still
still hold you still not see him. So you paying to see your child, you put yourself on child support, and you still can't see him.
That's
Hey,
And
pretty
I
you still
just
insane.
gotta
said
get your
that my
man
dad.
because they'll come lock
I
you up.
showed just said my dad just took my mom into court for visitation, right? And as a result of that, he had to pay child support. And
yeah,
I think
yeah.
his payment was very short. Like I'm hearing dudes paying 1,000, 1,500. My old man wasn't paying that amount at all.
Well,
So
yeah, but that's because I mean, part of it could be also at the time, right? The inflation, people make more money now, whatever like that,
yeah,
right?
Right.
this is back in the '90s. So I'm almost 30. So
Back in the day, they didn't go off both incomes. They went off like, okay, well, we just gonna do 25% or 17%. But see now, even in Michigan and most states, they go by both income. So
That's
the benefit,
insane.
yeah, it is insane.
hey,
But the benefit,
Palmer,
what up?
let me ask you something. Like because I know guys who got put on child support that don't got a job, or some of them can't, some of them dudes will quit a job and just got their money how they live. And I know in certain states they don't if the woman try to put you on child support and they say that he don't have a job history, it's like, hey, well, he going to pay $5-10 a month,
Yeah.
and that's what it gets salty. I have seen that in the city. You know, I'm in Chicago, so
So
I
let
see
me
this
ask
shit
you a
all the
question,
time.
another question, Mr. Palmer. Do
Mhm.
they also so let's just say, for example, the guy make $100,000 a year, just a round number, right?
Mhm.
And I'm guessing it's based off of a percentage or something, whatever the state is. And I'm just guessing. Correct me if I'm wrong. What about her income? Does that also factor into it, or
Now and yeah, in Illinois, because I'm in Chicago too. In Illinois, they passed a law in 2019 that they go by both incomes. Now that's
Damn, good for that is great. Wish that
it's
be
either a
here.
gift or a curse to the man. It's a gift or a curse because if the man makes much more money, then he's gonna pay a lot of money. But if it's the other way around, then you're not gonna pay as much that the average brother. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you an example. Person making $130,000. The mother is making $130,000. The man is making $40,000. They're gonna calculate that shit, and you go off 2 kids. He only gonna pay $540. Now, if it was back in the day, he'll be paying $800. So it's a benefit. But if it's the other way around, and he make $130,000 and she make $20,000 because she don't work or she never had to work, living off government handout, then he gonna be paying close to $1,000 if not more.
this is
So it's like
insane?
Anton,
it's
can I say
a
something real quick?
hit and miss.
Real quick. And
Yeah,
that's in Chicago. It varies in different states.
you have to do.
But here in Washington State, I'm in Seattle, Tacoma, 30 minutes away from Seattle.
Mhm.
And I'm sure this is probably across the board. I don't know how it is in Illinois, but Anton, if a chick goes and files for dental, food stamps, here it goes off first come, first serve. But most of the time, it's women going in there. They're
Right.
coming after you, bro. We got to pay for all that. Assistance probably varies. Can't no man, father stay in there, although guys sneak and do anyway. But we can't have our name on that paper in that same household with that woman in order to get that assistance. We cannot. So the system is designed for fathers to fail. It's very discouraging. Even you see what the millionaire is going through. And he has money. He has money. Just like lead attorney said, They go after you. They even have lawyers talking to each other, and you're still getting charged without even knowing that they're
Yeah, I don't
conversing
understand that whole
about
thing of
your
how you gotta
business.
pay for her attorney.
They
So I
all
gotta
work.
pay that attorney
Man,
work. If I'm paying for her attorney, then they work for me.
right.
Yeah,
But they're doing
unfortunately,
backhanded conversations that you guys still pay another lawyer for that tax on your tab. You ain't even asked for it.
that time your wife can take you to court and file for divorce and all that, and still have you to pay her legal fees.
Yes.
That's right. That's the standard. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, Anton, how you not heard of that? Because that's like
Especially,
It's
you know what?
wrong as
Let
hell.
me be honest. You know why he never understand it? Because he ain't never been through it. He ain't been
No,
around it. Now,
I haven't.
so
And
check
I,
this
you
out,
know, for
Anton,
me, I've already made up in my mind that I'm never getting divorced. It doesn't make sense for me.
and that's cool. I understand. Check this out, y'all.
From a business perspective, it don't even make sense for me.
Yeah, business perspective,
I agree.
absolutely.
I agree. But check this out. When
Yeah,
I
I agree.
started the child support, I wasn't going through this. The reason why I started talking about it because I got tired of the stigma that men don't want to be fathers. That if you're on child support, you're a deadbeat, and
Right.
only black men they the face of being deadbeat. That's the biggest lie ever. And
Biggest lie.
you're not good. And I'm talking about white, black, blue, or green. So I decided to come out with fuck child support, and I realized with this feminist ideology and how society has changed. I've been doing this for going on 6 or 7 years now. I started on Facebook. I
Shout
had over
out to
200.
you, bro.
That's
Shout out to Palmer.
I started. So I didn't do it because I went through my situation. I didn't go through my situation after the fact. So even if somebody want to use the narrative, oh, you doing it because you mad? Nah. I did it because I want men to see things for what it is. The law's not gonna change, but you have the power to change the laws in your mind.
And now look at, you know what I thought about too though? Certain dudes, and I see why, and I don't agree with this because, you know, I don't have any kids. So I always look at, and this is why the shit that I saw growing up, it's certain things I even told I told both of my mom and dad. Like I even told some, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't never go through no shit like that because that shit would drive me crazy. And you know what I'm saying? And I know the type of dude I am. So I just rather just have kids with a woman that's married and we just got a clear understanding of the lifetime commitment, or at least be there for each other with a child turn 18 or something, because
I mean,
that's
honestly,
ridiculous.
what I'm
Always the
hearing,
hope.
AD Dan, I'm gonna drop you down real quick, okay? Because I want to make
Okay.
sure I get some other people up in here.
All right, all right, it was nice talking to y'all, and I'm gone.
You too, my
Brother,
friend.
have a good one.
It almost seemed like it don't make sense to have kids, bro.
It don't make well, and you know what? And I'm glad you said
Reality
that.
wise, no.
Unfortunately, Anton, if you look at the in the United States, 50% of men are childless and unmarried.
Yes.
Yeah, I can
And
see why though.
Yeah, that's and it ain't the
That's like
fact they
playing
don't
Russian roulette.
right. So when like I tell y'all, the law's not gonna change no time soon. I doubt it. It's $51 billion. Why would they? So as men, we have the power to change and do for ourselves. That's why I say you got people who are childless and unmarried, and you got black men who are 53% childless and unmarried. So when they say all these black dudes having kids out of wedlocks, no, that's a lie. It's a lie. All these
just like it's a
politicians,
lot of shit that, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
look, all these politicians, like Obama saying men or black men need to be good fathers, that's a lie. They've been lying.
Why would he say that then?
Political because he got the vote.
Political to keep us out the home. They know a black father and a black mother in the home is powerful. We ain't
Anton,
been like that since the 70s.
Anton, I know you can relate to this. I don't know how you feel, but Black Lives Matter is full of shit. Because
Oh yeah,
Black
you
Lives
already know. I know that.
Okay, Black Lives Matter have been full of shit from the gate.
It's a
Even on
feminist movement.
they said they want to destroy the traditional black family structure or the family structure, period. And everybody was going to their fifth. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. They used black men's death as a scapegoat to get paid. And look what they're going through now.
Yeah.
Hiding money,
Ran
hiding
by
shit.
feminist women.
Hey, Oliver. What are your thoughts,
Man, my experience with child support has been totally different than what these guys are talking about.
Okay.
I was married and I got divorced, but I knew that I didn't want to have the government in my pocket. So when I went to get my divorce papers, I drew up something that I knew my wife would agree to. So when she agreed to it, all I had to do was
back up. What did you draw up?
Well, being a lawyer, conversated about what would be a good compensation for child support.
Okay.
Once she signed that, that's all I had to ever pay her. And for the last 14 years, I've paid that same child support. But I look at the opportunity cost and what that actually has cost me over the last 14 years. And it's roughly $250,000 that I would have sitting in an investment account if I had simply paid myself that child support.
Jesus
So wait,
Christ.
over the last 14 years, let me
Mm.
calculate this out. I got to calculate this out. You said you paid $250,000?
Nah, that's the opportunity cost when you consider how much you've paid
Mm-hmm.
and the interest. And I just did 9% return on my investment. It's roughly 250,000.
So you're saying over 14 years, it literally not necessarily cost you in actual dollars, but the amount of money that you could have generated as a result of having that sit around, it cost you about $250,000 total.
Right.
But
So-
could she have went and said, "Yo, I want to increase it," or my circumstances has changed? Any of that, right? Was that documentation that you drew up in whatever the divorce decree or whatever? Was that ironclad, or could she have went back and made an adjustment or fought for more?
Yeah, she could have, but I
So
don't
what
have a
difference would it
baby
make?
mama terrorist.
Exactly.
I don't have a
but what
baby
difference
mama
do it make?
terrorist.
Because it's still dependent on she
Exactly.
controls
Exactly.
Yeah.
the circumstance behind what happens to you.
You
You
had a
just
good
so
woman.
happen to have a girl that wasn't either
Good
she
woman.
was ignorant or she didn't, you know what I'm saying? She just had a good relationship with you and she was cool.
Which is rare.
But it doesn't change the circumstances behind the fact that she could have if she wanted to, though, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she could.
So it's not that much
at any
different
point in
than
time.
everybody else. The girl is different, but the
Yeah.
circumstance doesn't change.
You, in other words, we saying that it. I mean, it's good you didn't have that issue. Great, but that is just saying that if she wanted to,
She
she
still
could just go
could.
up there and say, "Hey, I want him on child support," and that judge would have took your contract and told you, "Hey, throw this in the garbage." I'm telling
Yeah.
you, I seen brothers do contracts, and when they go to court, judge say, "I ain't on that." Only a few judges actually say, "Nah, you signed that," but for the most part, they greedy. Did y'all know that judges get a percentage of child support? Did y'all know
Yeah, I knew that.
that some of them get paid off child support? They get into their pension. They got like after so many child support, they get a percentage. See,
That's
I'm telling
crazy,
you,
bro.
It's called child support enforcement
That's
for a reason.
insane. How is that even legal, bro?
It's called
it is
support
illegal.
enforcement
The
for a
federal
reason.
guidelines, it is illegal, but unfortunately, the federal government don't do what they want to do.
CSO, child support enforcement. It's called enforcement.
You know what, Anton? And here's the thing: when I talk about this, I have people on my platform who don't have children. I have people that not married. I have women on there that only know about it because their father went through it or so on.
Yeah.
Every man should know about this, especially you and everybody who got business, got money, got something to lose, because this can happen to you. And there's ways to
Well,
protect
one of the
yourself.
reasons why I've never known about it is because I don't know what that looks like in my family. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like all of my
Understand.
uncles have never gotten divorced. My grandfather and all of them, they've never gotten divorced. So as far as I know, as far back as I can trace, that has never been a factor that's ever even been, came up. So we just never even broached the subject. It wasn't even until I started getting on YouTube that I started hearing conversations about it. And so now I'm curious about it, especially since I follow the tech lead. I was following him for other reasons because the video that I caught on to him is when his wife had left him.
I didn't see that till yesterday.
No, I caught him a long time ago when his wife left him.
Somebody said to me, and I said, let's talk about this, because he was naive. He didn't know, and he thought he was different from everybody else.
Yeah. So that's the video that I caught about him. But then when I seen this happening, because I thought his chick just had took his kid and went over to Japan. But then when I seen this happen and I looked it up, and then I seen you cooking on it, I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta do a little bit more research. But I didn't want to look at the video until I could actually look at it with everybody else. But yeah, I've never known about it because it's just not been a thing. And I said that I was only gonna have one kid, so I got a vasectomy.
Okay.
After I got my kid, I got a vasectomy, and I'm chilling.
A lot of men are doing that too, brother. They having vasectomies. They not getting caught up in that. And men, anything you need to do to better yourself as a man and survive, you do it. Don't put yourself in this situation. Because back in the day, a lot of guys say, well, I didn't know nothing about it. So that's why I got caught up. Well, now you know, because I'm out here talking about it. Other people talk about it.
But it's a
And
lot of guys, Mr. Palmer, that get caught up multiple times, even though they get caught the first time up
I do not
in the
understand it, bro.
situation.
I agree with you. I don't understand. Like, one time, I get it. Second time, third time, that's on you, fam. I can't.
I had 5 times. 5
How?
times.
But that's what I'm saying, though, bro. How do you get caught up 5 times?
What do you mean
Bro.
by caught up? Well, wait a minute. Wait. Let me get your real meaning by being caught up, and I'll give you a response and your
Okay.
interpretation. What
I
is
mean,
your
you said you
meaning
got
of being
4
caught up?
baby mamas, though, right?
Yes. All long-term relationships, though. I have no. Most men wouldn't even tell you that. They won't even tell you that on a date. Some men won't even tell you how many kids they got.
But no.
You know?
I guess what I'm asking is, if you got caught up the first time and then you got caught up the second time,
But what do you
even
mean by
if it's a
caught up?
long-term relationship, it seems to me, and I'm not judging you, I'm just making
No,
an
I'm just
outside
asking.
observation, and then you can add whatever context you want to, right? It seems
Right.
to me that you would take protections for yourself, and you wouldn't get caught up in what she thought. You would set the parameters as far as what the relationship is going to be, and you're not going through that no more. Like, I
Well,
know
you know,
guys that, you know what I'm saying? They may have negotiated a bad contract at their job when they went into corporate America. And then the second time they're like, okay, I know better. So we going to set the parameters a little bit differently because their experience is different. But I don't understand why you would subject yourself to going through it 4 or 5 times.
Well, okay. Well, that's corporate America. I could see how you would put the ideology out there that has the similarity about getting caught up. For me, to be honest with you guys, as a man, I had long-term relationships with every single one of these women. So when we both planned to have kids, they both wanted to have my child, I decided I had no idea the ending was going to be to where it is now, to where they take my kids out of the state because I don't
But
want
I'm
them
saying, like,
anymore.
why would you even put yourself in a position to have another child? Now,
Because
I'm
I
sure
wanted
after the
kids.
child is there,
Well,
you love them and all of that. I'm not
well,
saying that. But in a
well,
general sense, why even put yourself in a position to have another child,
well,
regardless of whether you're in a long-term relationship or not?
I was, first of all, I was in love with these women. I
Oh,
was in love with these women. I
You got
wanted kids.
see,
Listen. Okay. Why
you was
y'all
in
shaking your
love?
head? Well, yeah, I was in love and I wanted kids with these women. Okay. So it was, you know what I'm saying? When you're in love and you have kids consensually, when you have sex, even if you're not even in a relationship, you don't have an agreement. Hey man, if it don't work out and you get pregnant, don't take me to child support. No, nobody never has that conversation before you even stick it in, whether man or woman. Nobody
But
does.
wait. It don't matter if you had a conversation or not. You don't be thinking about it? Like, yo, bro, listen.
Well,
Let me tell you something.
it's the
No. I'm
consequences
gonna be real with you. I'm gonna
every
tell you my
time
thoughts.
you have sex or not. That
I'm
can
gonna tell
happen
you
when
my
you
thoughts.
have
I'm
sex or
gonna
not,
give you
though.
the way I think, and then you can give me the way you think, right?
Got you.
You know why I ain't never had a side chick? Swear to God. You know why I ain't never had a side chick?
Go for it.
Because I'm deathly afraid of how it's gonna mess up my money.
Okay.
Like,
Understand.
listen, above all, I'm not fumbling the bag, and I see too many dudes, famous, non-famous, get caught up, mess up the bag over a hoe.
It happens.
It happens every day.
Yeah.
So I don't even need to go through it in order to see that it happens, right?
Right.
But you went through it multiple times, and you like, you know what? I'm gonna go for number 4. I don't understand that, bro.
Because I love kids.
But
Be
here's
honest.
the thing, man.
I love kids.
Hey, you got in this day and age, you got to take that love thing out of the picture
You
because
ain't lying, bro.
these
Well, I
baby
mean,
mama.
I understand that.
I'm just saying, most of these baby mama tears have kids for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing to do with love. A lot of it's to get the bag, the benefits, attention, and so on, and get money off you and money from government daddy. So,
You ain't get no bag off the beat.
so that love shit that's out the door. And I went through it one time, it ain't happening again.
But see,
I
that's
So
what
ain't.
I'm saying. Like,
you say
it's
you ain't gonna
listen, no
never
matter,
be in love again.
I
Wait,
can
Mister,
cut the love off for the calculated risk of
I'll
messing up
cut
my
that
bag,
love
bro.
off. Your veins cold. I'm not. No.
Oh,
In this day and
okay.
age, listen, only 17.5% of men get custody of our children. in
True.
the United States. 17.5% in the nation. Black, white, Hispanic, or so on.
No matter
So,
what you're making.
right, regardless. So, and you see these no fault divorce going around, women divorce and all this stuff, and 85% of them getting sole custody, primary custody, and the man paying all this
Well,
money. Why would I chance it?
Yeah,
Gerald, I'm not
bro.
a certified lover boy. I'm
You
not
better
a
you better off getting
You are, bro. So you, wait. So you won't say that, because listen, honestly, this is very much simp behavior, in my opinion.
Really?
Yes.
Nah.
Like, why would I let a woman tell me?
I didn't let a woman tell me nothing. Because it's still
But
up to
you
me
said
what I
that
want.
you said that you loved her, and
We was in love
apparently
with
she
each other.
wanted
We
you.
was in
At
love
some
with each
point,
other.
she said, "I want to have your baby," right?
Yeah. Right?
I don't give a fuck about what she think.
She already opened that door.
That's
She do.
true, though. That's true, though.
I mean, I'm
That's
saying, but no,
true, though.
seriously. Why would I care about what she think?
Right.
What do you
I ain't
mean?
with that.
If wait a minute, hold it. It's not about what she think. It's about what I think too. I didn't say because she wanted to have a kid that I had a kid. I said we both was in love with each other. It was consensual. Every single one of my children's mother, we were all in love with each other. You know, so it wasn't like it was fly by night or
Bro,
she
I
said
ain't
let's
never
have a
loved
kid.
nobody
Okay,
that
But
much.
you know what? Here's the thing, brother.
I ain't
Here's the
never,
thing.
listen,
Oh,
not one person in
okay,
my
that's fine.
life have I ever
Here's the
loved that much to put myself in the crosshairs and the bullseye of the
You
child
could be.
support
It
court.
don't matter if you. It don't matter if you in a
No,
relationship.
okay.
Hold on. Let
You
Mr.
don't
Palmer
know.
go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Palmer.
I'm just gonna say, I understand what you're saying. I was in a long 11-year relationship, and I didn't have a child. My first child, I was 27. What I'm saying is, it don't
Right.
matter. They don't care if you was in a long-term relationship. They don't care if you was pumping and dumping. They don't care if you was married for a long time. Once you go in that courtroom, 9 out of 10, you will be destroyed, and they will get you help aid assist baby mama to be alienated.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to tell you is, when you went through the first time, why you didn't see the light? Say, you know what? I understand. I like her. I love her. You want to have a kid? I'm not going because we got to do something else. I got to sign some contracts or something before I decide that I'm gonna go ahead and get her pregnant. I mean, that's what he's saying.
So because it didn't go the right way my first child mother, me and her is cool. That's the
Well,
first
yeah,
time.
because your kid is 20.
Well, yeah, he's about to be 20 soon. Yeah, me and her get along great. We always got
Can't
along
get no
from
more
jump.
money out of that.
Huh? Well, no. From the beginning, she was understanding that child support ain't gonna benefit none of us. So she was one of the rare ones that understood.
The real
We did
mother.
it. It was our
Yeah,
birth.
so
It
you
was our
okay?
first one
First one is
together.
cool.
She's
Yeah,
a
the
real
Second
first
mother.
one.
one, too. And the last one is who I'm with now.
Wait. So tell me about the second one.
The second one was my high school sweetheart. Got with her in high school. Got with her as an adult. We had a job together. You know what I'm saying? And I was with her for we decided to have a kid together. We was together for about a few years, and then it just didn't work out. Bullshit happened, and then she decided to go get child support on me. You
All right.
know, and no, so then she takes my kid out of state.
So what happened to the
They
third
listen
one?
to me.
All right, so the third one.
The third one I had is the one I had two with. That's the only one I had two with. I was with her for almost 10 years, the longest relationship I ever had in my life, every
And
single
so the
day.
one
Not
that
no
you with
on and off.
now, you just got with her and you just had a kid. You had a kid with her too, right?
I've been with her for almost 5 years, but we've been knowing each other for over 30 years. So, she was a
Bro,
childhood.
what is up with all of these backdoor romances that you used to have crushes on back in the day?
You want me
You
to be
come and
honest with
revisit
you?
it.
You want me to be honest with you?
Yeah.
As a young black man, I'm going to tell you, as a young chocolate, dark-skinned man, I wasn't getting all the attention that I
Bro,
had
hold
gotten.
on, wait. You say, what happened to him? Come back up, bro. I'm gonna let you back up. The link is pinned to the
I got
top
a question
of
for
the chat.
Mr. Palmer.
That's weird. That's crazy to me, bro.
Yeah, I ain't with all that sucking love shit. I'm sorry, no disrespect. I ain't with that sucker for love, man.
I ain't either.
Because once I get caught up the first time, I'm not getting caught 2 or 3 times. Now, don't get me wrong. So for example, you got with a girl, y'all was in a relationship, and it happened. So then you say, okay, I'm gonna do it the right way. I get married, and then we get divorced. It could happen that way, but just to say, hey, I was in love, and she said she wanted a kid, and I agreed.
Mm-mm.
No, protect yourself, men, at all costs. Even if you married, even if she a good woman, even if she was a virgin, even if she's a churchgoer, it don't make a difference. You got to protect yourself.
I'm not. I mean, I don't understand why I'm subjecting myself to her standards and what she wants, and I don't come in with a baseline saying that, nah, listen, I'm not having no more kids, so that's off the table. If you rocking, you rocking. If you're not, you're not. I don't understand that. What was you about to ask, Mr. Palmer, fam?
Are you totally against child support?
Hell yeah.
But it's,
Why? Let me
and
tell you why.
I'm
Let me tell you why.
I'm gonna be
Let me tell you
devil's advocate for a second. It's so many cats out here that don't take care of their kids. Period.
hold on. Let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. When I first started this, I said the ones who should be on child support are the ones that don't want to be fathers, or that ban their family, right? That's what I said. But see, I realized that the problem is the core source of the problem is this $51 billion business. You see what I'm saying? And my thing is the reason why it's alienation going on, the reason why their lack of fathers and children's lives is because of this $51 billion system. So until they make this evenly and fairly to men, then dismantle the whole motherfucking thing. That's why. So if you ain't gonna change for men to have rights equal, just as equal as the mother, then get rid of the whole thing.
You
So
like
that's
that? You
why
don't like that answer, fam?
You know that ain't never gonna happen. Though.
Nah,
it ain't.
I think
But he didn't
it
ask
should
if it
be
was
some
gonna happen.
responsibility.
He asked him, is he against it?
Oh, okay, my bad. I'm just
Yeah.
popping back in. My battery went dead.
Yeah.
My bad.
Listen, let me before you say something, brother. Here's the thing: child support ain't never gonna change. I
Yeah, it's
agree.
not. It's too
It
much
ain't
money
never.
in it.
Why would they change? Listen, you
Right.
telling me the government who's making $51 billion gonna look out for some men?
Of course
No.
not.
Right. So what I tell men, even though the law's gonna change, you have the power to change the laws within yourself. Meaning, like you say, 50% of men in America are not having children and married. They're not
Yeah.
going. You take your own laws. So that's what I'm saying. See, it's fathers' rights movements going on out here. They picketing and trying to change laws. That's their thing. My lane is to tell you that don't let this put you down a rabbit hole and destroy you when you can still live your life and do what you need to get done. There's ways around that. So, and I'm just letting you know this could happen to you. Man, young, black, white, blue, or green. This ain't just black men. Because people want to say it's the white man, white supremacist. No, because you could have white supremacists put you on child support and talk to Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler would be put on child support and be alienated for seeing the child. It doesn't matter.
The guy that we literally reviewing is the tech lead. Like, he not black.
Right. And that's why I try to tell people. People like say, oh, it's just no. So I say dismantle the whole thing. Is it gonna happen? Of course not. But when it's all said and done, if we stop having kids with these women and leaving these feminists alone, we're not gonna have them problems.
I agree with that 100%.
Birth rate is at an all-time low, y'all. And did y'all know that the black sperm, when it comes to black men, they're not going to sperm banks no more. It's at an all-time low. Look it up, because they not even about to even donate sperm.
Let me fix the screen real quick. Let me see. Hold on. No, y'all can go ahead. Y'all can keep going.
Oh, okay.
I'm just fixing the screen because I had a caller that called in that's not there no more. But I don't understand you, Ray. I don't get it, bro.
Talk to me.
Ray, I believe that if you was to fall out of love today with the girl that you met from high school again, and you would meet another girl from high school and have another kid, bro. If you was with her, I honestly believe it, man, and I think so.
No, it's just I really honestly love having kids. I'm from a family that didn't really, we don't have a big family, and there was no father in the household, so I was the one that set the standard I wanted to be different, so I wanted to have children. I didn't know that was going to end up this way. So I get what you guys are saying now, like, oh, why would you? But these are long-term relationships. It wasn't no fly-by-night rendezvous or anything like that. So I get it from all perspectives. But at the same time, I wanted kids. I wanted to be different. I loved being a father. I wanted to be the black father family and do it together. That was always the mission and goal with every woman that I was with. Regardless
You
of
are very much the definition of if you don't succeed, try again, bro. Hey,
so
Dub. What's up, Dub? What's happening, fam?
What's going on, good people?
What's the word, bro? What's your thoughts?
Well, I'm in a child support situation. I have two kids. My first kid, she's 4 years old.
Okay.
I end up going for legitimation because I was with the mother for about 3 years, and we didn't work out. So I said the only way I can have rights to my child, my child got my last name, signed the birth certificate, all that. You don't have any rights to the child till you go get legitimation process.
Okay.
And so I went through that, and then the result, I ended up getting joint legal custody with visitation. Now I had a lawyer at first. Then I had to fire my lawyer because she was pretty much going with the opposing side mainly. So I had to
Yep.
represent myself and go to mediation,
Okay.
right? And so when that happened, I end up getting I end up getting railroaded because
What
the
state? What state
visitation
are
that
you
I
in,
was.
bro?
I'm in Georgia,
Okay.
so I'm right here in Atlanta, and the laws here, same thing. Buddy was saying that they go by both incomes. That was cool, but I think I got railroaded with the visitation. I showed that since birth, my daughter's been on my medical insurance. I've been paying daycare bills. I didn't have any kind of back pay uh, um, uh, documents against me, anything like that. So everything was
So you a
A1
pretty stand-up dude. You about your business.
for sure, for sure.
Is it you only have so wait, you got two different kids by two different women, or you got one kid by one or two kids by one woman?
I got two different kids by two different women.
And you dealing with the same thing with both of them?
Almost the same thing with the both of them. And
Mm.
what I'm coming here to say now is I looked at child support as a bad thing at first, but I understand that even if you wasn't on child support, you'll still have to adequately pay for your child to have a decent a lifestyle of living, right? That you want your child if you're a stand-up guy.
But
But
let
at the
me
same
okay, so
time,
let me push back at you. Let me push back and then you answer the question, okay? What about the fact that the government itself in these different states are profiting from child support? What do you say to that?
profiting from child support, mm, I think it's a little, well, just hearing that, it's a little disconcerting, especially when guys that really want to be involved in the children's life have to go through the whole process. You know, women's already have rights to the child since they conceive the child since birth. And then men, if you're not married, you have to go through a whole legal process. You have to dish out large amounts of money, right, to even get represented in a way that will be conducive to the best interest of the child in to try
What
to get your rights, but
what
at the
about the
same time,
idea
I think
that
that's
a kid a kid's well-being or how much a kid need is based off of the income of the parent instead of based off of what the kid actually need?
yeah, because it's like you're going before the courts to try to get another man to give recommendations on how much you should pay for your child, and versus you're doing that on your own, and it's like
No.
you're
I'm saying
controlling.
let's assume that child support is cool and they fix the system or whatever, and it's only for certain people, whatever, right? That right?
Mm,
Why? And this is one of my biggest things that I got a question about. Why are we basing how much a person is paying child support off of their income instead of basing it off the idea that a basic standard that a child needs? Like why would a child, for example, on Tech Lee's video, he said that Alex Rodriguez is paying $115,000 a month for child support. That's insane to me.
right.
Can I tell you why? The
Go ahead.
more more money that she get is more money that the government is going to benefit off of.
That's insane.
It's not about the best interest of the children. That term "best interest of the children" came from Adolf Hitler. So,
Yeah.
um, another thing, brother, let you know, married or not, you go through the same ordeal. You spend a lot of money, and you pay child support, and you not able to be a father. See, in my situation, I don't care about child support. Child support, they're paying that ain't nothing. The
Yeah.
problem is being a father, and a lot of men got the issue is why am I paying a woman who's keeping me away from my child, manipulating that child, and setting my child up for failure long term? That's what it's about. It ain't about the money. You know what I'm saying? Because most men don't mind paying child support if it's for the child, but you already know most of the time, if a woman getting $40,000 a month, you think that money is going to the child?
Right, right,
Let's be
right,
real, man. Even if
right.
it's a brother who's living an average life, he paying $1,500. You think that $1,500 is going to the child?
That's fact.
Oh, that's crazy.
So my people on here saying wear condoms and well, you picked and all this shit. That's
Right.
not what it's about. It's many men who did it the right way. It's many men who was in a long-term relationship. The kid was playing. It wasn't somebody met at the club. They want to be fathers.
Right.
And the problem is society has taught us that you don't need fathers. But at the same time, the stats says lack of fathers cause more suicide, dropouts, and drug addicts and unwanted pregnancies and juvenile jail. But they don't want to talk about that.
Demasculation.
And I talk about it all the time. But they don't want to talk about that. That's why they say I hate. I'm a hater. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
why
the
would
truth
who
is,
say you a hater? Why would somebody say you a hater?
oh man, you know these baby mama because they baby mama tears. They don't want the truth to come out. Because they always said that mothers were the best fit. But if you look at the stats, they tell you that mothers are more abusive, more neglect, and they cause more child fatalities. Especially
You
when they're
can't
with their
really
boyfriend.
argue with facts.
Yeah, but a lot of them will tell you that like men or men as a whole are the worst parent. When actually they tell you men are the better parent.
Right.
Like men are most involved fathers. But see, they're not
Most
gonna talk
guys
about
that tap in with me or that I might coach or stuff like that, if their father wasn't in their life for whatever reason, whether it was because of the mother or because he just dipped, the fathers today that I see, black guys, it seems like that's the thing that motivates them to be even in their kids' lives even more. I don't see a lot of fathers saying I don't want to be a part of my kid's life. I see a lot of
Right.
fathers that saying that I do want to be a part of my kid's life.
they just want to be a part of that woman's life. And a lot of these modern women got the mindset: if you leave me, you left us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
You don't see them
Man.
package. So they go to
Definitely.
court because daddy allowed them to go ahead and use that as a mechanism to destroy you. See, I tell people all the time, the worst thing that can happen to a man is to lose the child and lose assets, which is money. That's the man's kryptonite. That's the woman's power. And they know this. So no, they ain't not finna change those laws. They're not finna aid assist you.
No,
That's why I said we got the power to do for ourselves. Change the laws in your own mind and move around from these jokers.
definitely. I would say my motive was to take that control mechanism away from the mother because she was using my child as a pawn. No, you can't see her. Why? Because I said so. So
Right.
that right there, I didn't want that. I want to take all the control away. I said this is the only way we're gonna have to mediate in this session. I have to go to court, and we have to do so because I can't be not in my child's life based on
So can
your
I ask you a
standpoint.
question? How old are your kids, if you don't mind me asking?
4 years old and 1 year and a 1 year old.
What made you do it twice?
Not having no dick discipline.
So your pullout game was just weak.
The thing, I would say,
I mean, we just gonna keep it
take full
100, right?
accountability.
You probably was telling her you loved her. You was buzzing it
Nah,
down, and then your pullout game was weak, and that was it.
nah. It was really the second time around. It was really a slip up on my end.
That sounds
I
like a mess up. That sounds like what I just described.
And that right there is the reason why I say as men we definitely have to change the laws in our mind, because that's one thing we gotta start doing is have more discipline, not even just sex, just discipline and dealing with just any type of woman because she got a body, because she got money, because she look good, because she pro black or whatever it is. We definitely have to better women much better, man.
Did you tell her you loved her?
Nah. I ain't tell her I love her. I was out one night going to watch the Falcons game, and I was with my partners, and it was a homegirl I know from years ago. She was married for 7 years. We never dated anything.
Whoa.
It was just a one night thing.
You got her pregnant off a one night stand?
It wasn't a one night stand. I knew her. I knew of her.
I'm saying, but that mean you busted down with no rubber.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
How she get you like
Hold
that,
on, man.
bro?
Don't act like you. But
It was
Anton,
a
you may
big
have never
it was a
done
big
that, but
dog
don't act
night.
like it
Wait,
ain't never
hold on, wait. You can't
It
say
was
to
a
me,
big
Anton
dog.
Anton
You
don't
may
get
not,
caught up.
Hey, don't act like you ain't never raw dog.
Anton,
big
Come
dog.
on,
bro, you talking to the ultimate Ruben Pfeffer. Y'all know who Ruben Pfeffer is, bro? That's my hero. That's my movie hero.
I ain't never got nobody pregnant from one
Ruben
night.
Pfeffer is from Along Came Polly. He was the insurance adjuster that was scared to do anything. Fam, I got a vasectomy. I don't make mistakes like that, bro.
He said he ain't playing. He went and got one
I
right.
ain't never made a mistake like that either. So I mean, but I can't judge you on that.
I
You know,
went-
shit.
I went
I'm not
head
judging him. I just think it's hilarious.
I can't.
I went head first.
Right.
Oh
I think it's
man.
hilarious.
It was
But
a
see,
strong
Hey,
then,
slip up.
we did all
then
raw dog. So
Oliver gonna sit there and say, "Oh, don't act like." See, Oliver, you telling on yourself. That
I know.
means
hey, I got 2 kids by the same woman.
no.
My pullout game,
No.
I'm like
We ain't even
Southwest
talking about the kids
Airlines.
part.
I pull out on time.
We not talking about the kids part. You be busting down chicks with no rubber.
If you may not, but if any guy in this room say he ain't never bust nothing down without a rubber,
I
he
have
lied.
never listen. Prior to getting
I
married,
said, you been
listen.
married since you was
No.
12.
Listen. I'm 40 now. I've been married for 18 years in June. It'll be 18 years, right? Prior to me getting married when I was 22 years old, like I was, I'm still gorgeous. Like I was more gorgeous then than I am now, right? I have never in my life, not once, bro. I took what is them, the health education classes, whatever, sex ed classes back in. Bro, I was so deathly afraid after I seen some of them pictures that they were showing. And that was around the time that Magic Johnson. I graduated high school in 2000, bro. Magic Johnson had just got AIDS in the 90s. Man, I was deathly afraid. I don't know how y'all out here busting it down with no rubber, fam. How do they get y'all to do that?
It was a drunk.
Shit
silly
happens,
night.
man.
That
he
shit
say?
happened.
No, that don't happen.
It was a what?
That shit was
Bro,
a drunk,
that's the
silly night.
equivalent. That's the equivalent of me making a mistake and robbing a store.
No.
It's the equivalent.
No.
Shout out to Kendall, man. He say he done paying child support. Shout out to you, brother.
Shout out to you, bro. So
out to Kendall,
wait. Hold on.
I got
Ray,
4 more
Ray.
payments and I'm
Are
done.
you telling me that you shouldn't be intentional with how it is that you manage your dick? You only get one.
No, I'm saying your analogy was not a good one. You said robbing a store.
Yeah, but my point is that, let me tell you what the analogy means. It means that I don't make mistakes. It's some mistakes that I don't make. Like I speed, you know what I'm saying? Like I make a lot of mistakes in life. It's some that I don't make a mistake and not wear rubber. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't make sense to me.
Okay.
But apparently I'm in a minority here.
No, you're not. I wore condoms too. The only thing about condom bust, condom break on me. You know what I'm saying? But that was like back in school. I never just did it without a condom because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna hit it right quick. I ain't never did all that. I try to.
How do y'all? Okay, so wait a minute. We got a whole bottom row here, right? How do y'all get caught up? Like, is they that bad? Is they that fine? What are they telling y'all? It ain't a chick on this earth, bro. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you Holly Berry. I don't care who you are. It ain't a chick on earth that could ever convince me not to wear rubber.
Damn.
Ray, you don't agree with that?
No, that's for you.
No, I'm saying for you.
Oh no! If she's super Halle Berry, I'm busting all in that. I don't give a fuck. I mean, you love it.
Hey, now, let me keep it real. Let me keep it real. That's kind of the unfortunate shit because of stuff like what you saying. Then you got a lot of these people say, see, that's why all y'all got these problems, and that's not the case, man. You know what I mean? I get to each his own, but that's what I'm saying. We got to have more discipline when it comes to that because a lot of y'all be like, that ass though, right? And then y'all wonder why you go in that courtroom.
Well, you can still have discipline.
No, that's not discipline, bro.
I'm still whack.
That is literally the opposite of discipline.
That's being thirsty, man.
Hallie's old already. She can't handle it.
It don't matter, man.
What about you? It ain't about her. It's about you.
There's no more kids that have no blood. But I'm busting her down all day. I'm shooting that whole club up. Halle Berry's getting knocked up. I'm knocking all that down. That's not Dream Girl. Anton, I understand what you're saying, though.
What about you, though, bro?
Me?
Yeah. You don't know who she didn't rock. Bro. Listen, bro. Think about it like this. Halle Berry has been in Hollywood, right? So for all intents and purposes, let's just assume that she done been around the block. She done been around the block. which means that her bodies is multiplied by the amount of partners that are her partners in had. So we don't know what they bringing, bro.
So basically, you're going off on how many women that how many partners a woman.
I'm going off of the probability that diseases exist, and she can give you one.
That's what
you don't. So you don't care about venereal diseases or none of that?
We all do, but that's what.
No, we all don't.
Oh well, I can't speak for everybody else.
No, you don't.
No, I do. I'm clean. You can't say I don't because of how many kids I got.
I'm not talking about whether you clean or not now. I'm saying that if you would just bust in a chick that's raw,
I said
that's
Halle
not
Berry.
caring.
I didn't say every chick. I said Halle Berry.
She not no different. She a chick just like she a woman like everybody else, bro. She got a pussy like everybody else. She ain't special.
Yeah, right. She's not. But I said particularly for her.
But honestly, see, this is my problem, right? I don't know why y'all pedestalize women.
Oh,
she a woman. She ain't no different. Eric Benet left her and he don't even wear shoes.
Yeah, that's fine. Right. Eric,
you know what I'm saying? What make her any special? She not special.
You are actors her ass.
It's bad chicks that walk up and down the street every single day in every city of America. Go fly to Miami, and it's some they would destroy Halle Berry as far as they looks.
Facts.
She not special.
Yeah, neither is Beyonce.
Yeah, she don't have to be super bad. It's in that moment. It's in that moment. You in your flesh. You know, your flesh take over. You like, man, I want to get it right now. Whether you drunk, whether you high, whether you on drug, whatever.
I just don't understand how
you got that
dudes
split
think about
second
that,
to think. Should I put a rubber on?
It didn't happen for me, but it's happened a
lot.
Y'all
got to stop pedestalizing these women, man. They not special like that, bro. They not special enough for you not to strap up.
I agree.
Ain't no woman on this earth, bro. The minute that guys start actually really understanding the value that they have and stop putting the value in women, they'll start getting different results, bro. Can't no woman in the world make me do something I don't want to do. Not one.
Facts.
But that's the point. He wanted to do it.
Yeah.
This is crazy, Mr. Palmer. I'll be so confused, bro. But see, this, in my opinion, this is why the child support system is gonna thrive. Because no matter what you say, Mr. Palmer, you're always going to have a lot of people that don't care nothing about it, and they're gonna still go out and shoot the club up and do whatever it is that they're gonna do regardless.
Well, you're right, 100%. But here's the thing: when I first got on here, I told people only a select few, only the minority of men is gonna side with this, especially women. So I'm not here to get the majority, because if that's the case, the majority would have been trying to change the laws just like that. So I'm not. That's why I say it's about the men who want to see it for what it is and want to change and do better, change the law in their mind, and teach their sons and other family members or people you mentor can happen to you. So I'm not here to look for the majority. The majority is not going to side with you men when it comes to child support or father's rights, because father's rights were started in the 1960s from white people, white men. And if they ain't changed the laws for the white man, what makes you think they're going to change it for us?
I agree.
They go through it more than we do. They pay more money. They commit the most suicide based off child support and alienation. They go on child support more than anybody. You know what I mean? So
they got channels. They got channels just like ours.
And guess what? Ain't nothing gonna change. But you have the power again to change yourself. One, come with accountability. Two, discipline. Three, getting yourself in order and knowing how child support really is in your state. You know what I'm saying? And spread the message, because a lot of people don't know about. Like you said, I never knew about child support. You probably didn't.
Yeah.
But now you know. So they might make you think, hey, maybe I need to take care of some stuff behind the scenes. You never know. So that's all. I'm for the ones who want to know and willing to learn and willing to definitely spread the message. That's it, bro.
I appreciate you, Mr. Palmer. I'm about to go ahead and wrap it up. Hey, I'm gonna get you back on here, bro. I'm gonna send you a message and we're gonna connect and we're gonna link up and we're gonna cook, bro.
Okay, cool. I just subscribe to the IG too.
Yeah, I got you. I'm about to follow you back, bro. I thank you, man.
Okay.
All right, fellas. I appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all. Be easy. Please.
Family. there is a lot going on in these streets, and I do have to wrap it up, but we're going to continue the conversation on Saturday. I'm gonna pre-record a video and launch it tomorrow because I'm gonna be on a plane flight for the Lapeef Let's Talk show tomorrow on Friday down in Houston. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Patreon. Link is in the description. If you need personal coaching, make sure you go to my website, antondaniels.com, and send me an email from there, and we're gonna get you set up. Shout out to Mr. Palmer for coming on the platform and giving me a lot of insight and information that I did not have. I love you, bro. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel and go over there and check that out. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, but I need y'all to do me one more thing before we get up out of here, all right? Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to have fun and be great and be rich and successful by ourselves. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I will see y'all tonight on the Lapeef Let's Talk show. Peace.